Hello, everybody, and welcome to Paradigm Shift, an educational comedy and the infinite quantum Google Hangout tunnel. Ooh, look at that. It's almost Matrixy in a way. Where's Neo? Okay, anyway. Moving on. Don't even know how to pronounce her name. She's Russian. Anyway. This lady, she is a cosplayer and a very good one. And I was browsing through my DeviantArt, and I know she has a YouTube channel, and I noticed she was, listing some links in here. And she does speak English, as far as I've been able to tell. It's just obviously Russian being her native language. She prefers to speak in Russian and things like, ooh, video, check it out. So you get to hear her voice and everything. It's in Russian. And the reason this prompted me to do a Google Hangout sort of style screen capture video here is because, as we all know, the Google Translator is usually dog shit. It works less than perfectly. And it's based on a learning algorithm, so obviously the more a language is used and can be refined within the system, the better it is. And YouTube has a function to where if you enable closed caption on a foreign video, it will attempt to translate it for you. And though I admit that this Russian translation that it's doing is not perfect, it's really good. Like, I'm able to read this and I understand the context. Like, even though there's some slight little slips and stuff in there, I totally understand the concept, the concepts and contexts, and it's just really interesting because if you try to do this with most languages, it's horrible. It's cringy. It's but with the Russian language, English to Russian, it seems to do a notoriously good job. I don't know why, but it does. And of course, it would be absolutely wonderful to actually be able to do a live DeviantArt feature with her, actually live on a Hangout, as I have done so many times before. But she is very busy, and I don't know her personally. And, well, if I ever actually end up getting her on the line, I will consider myself very lucky. I'm definitely going to let her know that this video exists. And also as a little incentive, obviously, with when I do normally do a full-blown feature and I have a DeviantARTist live on the line with me, we use the screen capture feature to go clear through the gallery and talk about all that different type of stuff. So Kawaielli, however you pronounce that, if you want to jump on for that type of feature, you totally can, but I'm not going to do that in this one, obviously, because you're not here. So let's move on to virtual Kawaielli. And I'm not going to play this whole thing. This is 11 minutes, 44 seconds long. No. I just want to illustrate, for those of us who are, native English speakers, I just want to illustrate how well this does. So I'm going to play a minute or two of this, but I'm not going to go apeshit and, play the whole thing. This is just for, illustration purposes to demonstrate how surprisingly well the English to Russian translation does with Google. So here we go.
Привет, с вами Элли. Сегодня я расскажу вам о том, как проходил лагерь Соренок, и отвечу на все самые популярные вопросы. Это лагерь по мотивам игры «Бесконечное лето», и это мероприятие проходило в конце мая в Тверской области, в том самом лагере Сол-Волга.
Okay, let me let this buffer a moment here or something, because this is oh, I see part of the problem. I was logged into one of my other accounts. And I didn't reload the page before. Yeah, okay. That's a part of the problem. I think it would be incredibly freaking helpful if I did that the right way.
Сегодня я расскажу вам о том, как проходил лагерь
Now I'm going to let that buffer and let the page continue to load and stuff. Sorry about that. I forgot to hit the refresh button, and that is entirely my bad, my fault. I apologize. So, hopefully that will be buffered enough.
Виссарионок и отвечу на все самые популярные вопросы. Это лагерь по мотивам игры «Бесконечное лето», и это мероприятие проходило в конце мая в Тверской области, в том самом лагере «Сол-Волга», который стал прототипом лагеря «Соленых» в игре. Но обо всем по порядку, и начнем с подготовки, ибо еще на этом этапе мы столкнулись со множеством проблем и интересностей. Однажды мне написал один из организаторов Совенко Феста и предложил побыть косплеером.
I'm going to let this buffer for just a moment more. It's kind of being a little bitch because YouTube is YouTube, is Google, and Google is Google, and it can, because that's the way it rolls. I'm also going to try, oh shit, I didn't want to go full screen. I want to go to the smaller screen. Okay, bring that back out. All sorts of little technical bullshit. Come on. No, I don't want to play, there we go. Bring it back to default view. Okay. Now hopefully it won't freak out as much because it's trying to play a video and through the same web browser trying to do a screen share, so maybe it was freaking a bit. I know that's going to make the text smaller and maybe a little harder to read for some of you. Sorry about that. Let's take that from the top. Try that shit again.
Привет, с вами Элли, и сегодня я расскажу вам о том, как проходил лагерь «Совенок», и отвечу на все самые популярные вопросы. Это лагерь по мотивам игры «Бесконечное лето», и это мероприятие проходило в конце мая в Тверской области, в том самом лагере «Сол-Волга», который стал прототипом лагеря «Совенок» в игре. Но обо всем по порядку, и начнем с подготовки, ибо еще на этом этапе мы столкнулись со множеством проблем и интересностей. Однажды мне написал один из организаторов Совенко Феста и предложил побыть косплеером. И, конечно же, я согласилась. После этого мы начали искать других людей. Сначала среди желающих, а потом мы просто начали писать людям в личку ВКонтакте, предлагая занять ту или иную роль. Но это не увенчалось успехом, и мы выдвинулись прямо на аниме-фестивале. Там мы смогли найти нашу Ольгу Дмитриевну и Юлю. Затем шли дни подготовки. Мы выбирали парики, заказывали формы, которые приехали просто огромными, хотя и шились по нашим размерам. Потом 2 фотосъемки, потому что многие люди из разных городов, и всем собраться сразу не получилось. Кстати, а вы заметили, что Мику с календаря и Мику из лагеря — это 2 разные Мику? Но мы справились со всеми трудностями, и наконец настал день, когда нам нужно было отправляться в лагерь. Приехав на вокзал в Москве, откуда отъезжали многие пионеры, нам с Мику стало страшно. Толпа неизвестных нам людей разговаривают о чем-то своем.
Okay, so like as we saw, like in you know that last part, when it says and everyone was scared, of course the term that needed to be there was nervous, not scared. I mean, I don't think anybody there was scared, but nervous. So obviously the translator isn't perfect, but it was close enough for me to know that, yeah, obviously, you know, they meant scared, you know, or excuse me, they meant nervous. They didn't mean scared, and the translator, it messed up. But, you know, overall, it seems pretty good. Like, you know, without rewinding back or anything, just going from memory, I could tell, you know, the basics of the context. Like, all right, you know, her and a bunch of cool, there, you know, people. There's this property, this land. I'm not really understanding the specifics of what exactly the land is or how it came to be or whatever the developments on it or like the whole story, obviously, but I at least get the gist that, okay, you know, there was like this abandoned camp thingy or whatever that's got these facilities, and by whatever reason, you know, they were able to use it. And so, you know, they went out looking for other people that, you know, maybe wanted to use it too. You know, so they went to other, you know, cosplay events and things like that, you know, looking for people that wanted to participate. And that, of course, it was challenging. You know, there were difficulties, there were challenges in bringing this all together. But, you know, all in all, everything, you know, seems to have worked out all good. And, you know, so on and so forth. And by the way, this video will continue to explain that it wasn't real vodka that one of the pioneers drinks. It was, you know, just water or whatever in an empty vodka bottle, and that they just did that for humor purposes. So yeah, anyway, I think that the translations do pretty well. Obviously, YouTube was being a bit glitchy in the browser, and that didn't do very well. But I'm actually rather impressed with the English to Russian translations. Now, I don't know how well it goes back the other way. Anybody who is Russian and also speaks good English, you know, if they can make a comment or something and tell me whether or not Russian to English does as good, I really don't know. That would be cool. And if you want to see more of her stuff, then that would be this name right here, .deviantart.com. So however you pronounce it, Kawaielli something, I don't know. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but yeah, if you can see the URL there, and hopefully you can at the bottom there, hoping that comes up, that is the address that you will need to go to browse her gallery. And if she wants more of a feature than just this, just a picture and a quick, you know, little trailer version of the video there, she can feel free to contact me. She can feel free to, you know, check out my channel, check out my profile, see what other interviews I've done. Like I've done other cosplay interviews too, like with Troa Storm and so on and so forth. So yes, anyway, yeah, so awesome cosplayer and almost awesome translation. I mean, it's doable, it's passable, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I just thought I would take the opportunity to just kind of display that, because usually translations are pretty horrible. Yep. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So thank you for watching, and you may return down the infinite Google wormhole of quantumness, returning you back to your regular, in-person, physical reality that doesn't require a computer.